Hi everyone, in this tutorial we're going to be talking about lighting and camera. First of all, I have created this interior scene and I've just adjusted material for all the elements in here. So now, first of all, I'm going to create a camera. To create a camera, just go to the Create tab and go to the Camera tab. I have two types of camera, target and free. In this case, I'm going to use a target camera that has a simple target. Just click and drag for the camera in here. This is my camera and that's my target. To go into the camera to see what the camera is seeing, I can go in here, perspective, camera, and then go to camera, or just use the shortcut, keyboard shortcut, which is C. Now I'm inside the camera, and now I'm gonna just middle click to move up, and just gonna make sure the camera is selected, to go to the modifier tab, and now I'm just gonna adjust the lens. I'm gonna use a 28mm lens, and that's it. So now I have this kind of angle. I think this angle is good. Just gonna move my target a bit like this, and I'm gonna move my camera a bit backward. I think it's fine like this, maybe something like that. And what I'm gonna do, just go into the camera tab, and I'm gonna use the tilt. So I'm gonna just tilt this camera a bit, something like that, maybe like that. Okay, I think this is it, just to give it a bit more motion. And I'm gonna zoom a bit more, just to fit this in here. So that's it. Creating a camera is a pretty easy job, and I'm done with creating this kind of angle. And now I can just do a simple render. So I'm gonna press this render production tab, and I'm gonna see this. It's gonna take a few minutes, actually a few seconds. And now, as you can see, I have this scene pretty done. I didn't like the angle. I'm just gonna move a bit inward. So I'm gonna zoom actually in. I think that would be better, just to fill the screen. And I'm gonna try it again one more time to make sure everything is in place. So after I set up my camera, I'm gonna start creating the lights. So now everything is, I think it's kind of good. But as you can see, all the materials are a bit flat. The light is really flat. You cannot see much of it. So now it's time to create new lights. First of all, before creating a light, I just need to mention this. I have a background in here, as you can see it. This is background, and this background material, as you can see in here, it has an image actually of the background, if you have seen it before. So instead of having the diffuse color to contain the image, I'm gonna include the image of the map in the self-illumination tab. In here, it's the same thing. This is my image, which is the background, you can see from the window, but it's in the illumination, self-illumination, just not to cast any shadows, and it's just a constant color, not affected by light or shadows or anything else. So this is my thing. Now I'm just gonna create my light. So to create a light, just go to the same tab, create, and then light. I'm gonna create a target spot. So I'm gonna create a target spot in here, something like that. And as you can see, the light is on the floor or on the ground. I'm gonna lift it a bit just to make sure my angle, if it's good. I can just go to perspective, lights, and I'm gonna see through my spotlight. This is my spotlight. I can put it wherever I want. Just want to make sure to unhide my walls, and that's it. So back to my camera, and now I'm just gonna make sure my modifier, and I can fix my camera, my light, sorry. So I'm gonna just do a quick render. Every time I have to do anything, if you can see in here, the background is always lit. Okay, and I'm gonna work with the light now. Everything I have to change, I need to render it out to check if everything is good. Now, as you can see, the light is entering the house or the interior part, but actually it's coming from all over the place. What I want, I'm gonna cancel this now. What I want, actually, I need it to go into the window only. So I'm gonna add a shadow. So just turn on shadow. I'm gonna use a shadow map now, and I'm gonna try it again. So now you can see the light is just coming in from the window and not lighting all the scene, just from this side. It's obvious, you can see it coming from here, and you can see the shadows. Okay, I also need to change the color light. I think this is good light for sunlight. Just gonna add a bit of red and green and blue. Okay, so I have just not a constant color yellow. And now I'm gonna go down into the shadow map parameters and make sure my size is pretty much big, so I have some clean shadows. Okay, I think I can push it a bit more, 2048. I think that should be perfect. And I'm gonna try it one more time. And you can see my shadow should be a bit sharper in here, and I think it's good. It's kind of good. Now, the light is coming from outside the room, coming from the window, but as you can see, the light should bounce and come back to have some light in here. Okay, so the problem is my standard light does not bounce. What I need to do, actually, I need to fake this by adding some fill lights. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new light, something like Omni light, and I'm going to place an Omni light in here, in the corner, and I'm going to move it a bit upward, something like that, and I'm going to do the same thing, shift and drag, and on the other corner, make sure this is instance, so whatever I change with one light parameter, I'm going to change the parameter of the other one. So I'm going to have two lights, and these lights I'm going to have, I don't want them to emit shadows, but I'm going to have the lights to be a bit light, not that strong, and I'm going to add more blue to them. Okay, to have some kind of fill light with blue as if it's entering from the sky. I'm going to try it now, and I'm gonna see if the light is too strong. I think it's too strong. I can pause it now, and I'm gonna do it instead of 0.5, I'm gonna say 0.1. But this light should be very, very light. So just to have a bit of bounce light. I don't need this too black, so it should be a bit better. I think it can be, I can boost it a bit. So let's cancel it, not to wait for it. And 0.2, I think the color should be more bluish. Okay, I think I don't want any greens or yellow. I think it should be better like this. Very light blue, and because the colors were a bit more greenish. I think that the color light is not bad. I'm just gonna wait for here to see the tree. I think it's fine, because what I don't want the light to be lit from here, but just want to fill the areas. So I think I can boost it a bit, 0.3, and I'm gonna move the saturation a bit more to the white areas. Okay guys, back to my render. What I did, actually, I did a high res render of this scene, and I've actually entered it to Photoshop and fixed a bit of the colors, and this is my final render for this shot. So actually what we did in here, we just created camera, and we created light my target light, which is the key light, and my omni lights, which are fill lights to fill the scene. And everything else, you can see my tutorials for how to create materials and how to create my model and everything, my interior scene or exterior scene. You can check it out from my other tutorials. Thank you for listening and have a good day.